Welcome, everyone. First of all, thanks for coming. I know most of you are thinking already about the party and you've seen too many talks, but thank you for coming to our very last one. Well, this is XR streaming and digital twins enabling an open infrastructure metaverse. If we can get our slides. There we go. So this is a joint presentation between Bentley Systems, which is where I work, and Innoactive. We're going to present two different solutions. One of ours is the plugin for Unreal Engine that combines Bentley's iTwin infrastructure cloud, and then the other one is Innoactive solution for XR streaming or Cloud XR. So my name is Daniel Wickstrom. I'm a creative technologist / XR developer. I have a background in software engineering and in game development, and I work in Bentley Systems Innovation Lab, or iLab for short. I've been there for a little bit over 2 years now.
And I'm Edgar. I'm, pretty long job title, but basically I'm the link between the business development team and the product team. I will talk about Innoactive later.
So we're going to start first with Bentley. I don't know how many of you know Bentley Systems, but we are a software development company that focuses on empowering people to design, build, and operate better and more resilient infrastructure through the adoption of our intelligent digital twin solutions. That is all via our iTwin platform that leverages any type of file format, be it Revit, Rhino, MicroStation, and it all combines them into what we call iModels that live in our infrastructure platform. And we have projects that go from roads, bridges, dams, all the way to nuclear power stations or even fusion power stations. So to talk a little bit more about who our users are, they're designers, engineers, builders, from doing the world's largest and most complex infrastructure projects. This, for example, here is ITER. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's basically a fusion reactor that's being built in the south of France. There's more than 30 countries participating in the development. And as you can see, it's a tremendously complex project with lots of moving parts, and the models that we're given have more polygons than you could even imagine. So to give a little bit more context of what we do in the iLab, we're a creative technology team that explore emerging technologies for use cases in design, construction, and operation. We have been mostly focused on Unreal Engine for the better part of the last 2 years, since I started. And we're exploring what Unreal Engine can bring to our customers in terms of real-time, advanced visualization, VR, multi-user, etc. A couple of our projects, apart from what we normally do, we have a virtual production studio in our office in London that we use to more or less, record engineers from our clients' companies in their own models. We also do lots of VR solutions for them. We go to lots of events and conferences where there's huge LED displays or just in general different and complex display systems, and we try to make prototypes and put their projects inside Unreal in a way that can be navigated in real time and with high performance. As I said before, all the videos. Our main focus is in Unreal Engine to empower our users. We use it for digital twins, advanced visualization, all the way from the early stages of the projects to the maintenance and operations. And that is not the only thing we use Unreal for. We started even doing booth design for conferences in Unreal. And even we have our yearly conference in November, and we do all of the visualization first in Unreal, and then we send that to the actual agencies that will build all that content in real life. So to understand a little bit more about the plugin that I will explain a bit later and how the technology works, I need to go a little bit to the past to how the iLab started. We firstly presented Unreal Engine to all of our existing customers to evaluate their needs, see what they wanted to achieve from Unreal Engine that couldn't already be done with, for example, our web viewer. So first thing, their models are continuously updated. This can be even daily. So that means that what they want is no manual optimization, because by the time you have optimized a model, there's already a new one in the pipeline. So that model is obsolete by the time that it's ready to be used. They want really high advanced visualization, especially for stakeholder engagements and public engagements. And of course, they want all of that in standalone headsets and low-spec laptops. So with all of that, we thought of a couple of initial solutions. The first of them was a Datasmith exporter, which we built using an Epic Mega Grant. And the initial feedback was amazing. Here you can see this is a user of ours called VirtuArt. They're from Brazil, and they do 4D animation. They build all of that with our software called Synchro 4D. And then we have the Datasmith exporter that exports all that animation data into Unreal Engine. It's the feedback was absolutely great, but still, Datasmith was a manual export and no synchronization with the cloud, and it couldn't hold really complex projects still. So all of those offshore petrol stations and huge reactors couldn't be used with the Datasmith exporter. That brought us to another solution, which is mesh streaming. We presented our own mesh streaming solution called 3DFT 2 years ago in Unreal Fest. I won't go super deep into how 3DFT works because it was a tech preview that we built to do a little bit of research on how mesh streaming would work using our platform. But basically what it did was do a connection with the iTwin platform, and in a matter of seconds, you had all the geometry in Unreal already optimized, already decimated, and in different LODs, so it would only load what was more important for, or what was in front of the user, as LOD works. You all know how that works. If you want a little bit more information about that talk, there's a whole 1 hour talk from the iLab 2 years ago. It goes really in depth, really great talk, completely unbiased opinion. And funnily enough, that Unreal Fest was my first day at the job. And well, you guys can ask me about that later in the party. So throughout the past 2 years, we've been testing a lot of what mesh streaming means to our users. It's been 2 years of continuous testing, gathering feedback, and seeing how viable of a solution it was. We had really great feedback, but they demanded more features. For example, we didn't have collisions, we didn't have complex materials. There is a large part of the iTwin platform, which is point clouds, LiDAR scans, and photogrammetry that wasn't supported with 3DFT. So it was a really successful test technology, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't just there yet. Here, a little bit more of the use cases that we did with 3DFT. Basically, we adopted it to all of our new Unreal Engine projects. Were fully based on mesh streaming. So I don't believe I've exported an FBX in the past 2 years. It's all via mesh streaming connection directly to our cloud. As you can see, it's a lot of digital twins, visualization of data, all contextualized within the user's projects, or even in cities. We've been using a lot of cesium to contextualize all of that. And as I said, we're using real user projects, but within our own prototypes, just to show what the technology could be. That led us, all those 2 years of gathering feedback, to at one point say, okay, this is a valid solution, lots of people want it. How can we now go the extra step to really make a proper plugin and SDK? So that brings us all the way to this week, where we just right now published our new plugin, which is built on top of the cesium tiles. And as the same way as 3DFT, it connects directly with the iTwin platform. You can have photogrammetry data. You can have our iModels, which come from any type of CAD, Revit, anything, all streamed into Unreal, no file export, really, really good performance. And here you can see more of it with photogrammetry scans. This is from a bridge in Minnesota. Even though it's built on top of the cesium 3 tiles, which is an open format, which is what we were really pushing for, you can still combine it with the normal cesium plugin. I don't know if you've used it or not, but the Google 3D tiles for us have been a game changer. It's a really, really easy way to contextualize our projects and data on top of it. And yeah, here you can see that we even use it for VR now. So I'm going to go a little bit more in depth into what this plugin does. Basically, you have the iTwin platform where all of the data lives. That gets exported into the cloud as a cesium 3D tile mesh or export. We have an API that connects it with our plugin in Unreal, and that gets then translated back into a mesh that you can see inside of Unreal Engine. So here, there we go. You can see that any type of data can be stored in the iTwin platform. So it's not only our MicroStation models. It can be Revit, it can be Rhino, it can be SketchUp, whatever you want can live in the iTwin platform. And what comes with the plugin? First of all, as 3DFT was a tech preview, this is actually a official supported plugin. We have a complete new team of, I think, 8 developers working full-time on this solution. So we're really going long-term with this plugin. It uses the cesium 3 tiles open format. We want to use, we're pushing to making everything open source. So the plugin is open source, of course, and then the cesium 3 tiles can be used in other engines as well, which I will not mention. It supports both iModels and reality meshes, which was a really big ask from our customers. It's going to have regular updates monthly or even every 2 weeks. And for those of you who know Synchro 4D and what 4D animation is, that is going to be the first update that's coming. We've already tested it in-house, but it's not right there for everyone to test. But that will come in the next month. So now I'm going to do a little bit of a dive into Unreal Engine. So let me okay, so just for all of you to see how easy it is to connect your iModels that live in the iTwin platform with Unreal Engine. Here I have a completely blank scene. I've done nothing to it. I just have that, very sexy ultra dynamic sky plugin. And from here, I can look for a digital twin, which is one of our actors from the plugin. And if I copy the ID, which I have somewhere here, just to make this easier. So I can copy the ID here. I press update, and here you can see it's loading all of the meshes that are living in the iTwin platform. And here you have, this is a reality scan from airplane photography of New Zealand, of Auckland. So here you can see all the LODs coming in and out. I think this is the highest resolution that this scan has, but essentially you can have any all the way to the highest possible resolution in your in your scans, and it'll stream it directly into here. And then what I'm going to do as well is inserting another model. This time it's a Revit file, which is not really in New Zealand. This is our office from London, but I'm just going to put it here just so everyone can see how the plugin works for iModels. So I'll do the same thing here, copy pasting. So in this case, I'm copying the iModel ID, which lives inside a digital twin. And then what you see here, the change set, this is just a specific version. So this is our versioning system in the platform. So just like GitHub or Perforce, you have different versions. And in this case, this is the latest version of this model. So now you can see that it's already loading the tile set there. And obviously, because this model is not from New Zealand and all of our all the cesium exports are geolocalized, I have copied over some offset coordinates because, well, New Zealand and London are not particularly close to each other. So I have this here, and it's a little bit under the earth. So let me just... Oh, I'll just grab it from here. Oops. And that's what happens in a demo. Let me just do something different. Here we go. And now I'm pretty sure I have the... It's nowhere to be seen. Well, this hasn't happened before, but that's fantastic because you can see that this is a real plugin that launched this week. So you can imagine how well everything works right now. So I'm gonna see if I can, well, still a little bit under the earth. Let me see if I can get that up there. Okay, so that is a building that does not belong in New Zealand, but this is the actual architectural, structural, and engineering grade model. This would crash this computer if we export it in the traditional way. Here, these are all the buildings, all the geometry is inside. We have all the 50 floors. In here, we even have, I'm pretty sure, this is the patio and the cafeteria. This is where I eat every day. We're located on the 43rd floor, so we have a pretty nice view of London. But you can see how seamless that was, except for that little, offset pivot thing. But this is essentially what you can do with the plugin today. You basically authenticate yourself. You didn't see that part because right before everyone walked in, I already pre-authenticated myself just to have access to all these iModels. But that way you know that the data is completely secure. Only people that have access to the model on our cloud can see the model and can stream the model. And yeah, it's as seamless as that. As soon as you upload your model into the platform, you have it available inside Unreal. No manual optimization, no file export, and the moment that you have a new version of the plugin, of the model, you just copy paste that new change set ID, and it'll change it for the newest version. And now you might all be wondering, well, that's great, that's fantastic, really great solution. What's the perk? Well, no perks really, but as I mentioned before, when we go to client visits, yes, there are some engineers that have pretty good laptops with a dedicated GPU that could run this perfectly. But then again, there's some people that have a normal laptop, and there's people, and we have clients that have bought 200 or 300 Quest devices that want this to work directly on the Quest. And well, we cannot provide that just yet because as good as this runs, you still need a decent rig to run this. So that is where, sorry, I'm just going to close this. That is where Innoactive comes in.
We at Innoactive love Unreal Engine. If you do as well, you as a professional Unreal Engine user have a workstation with powerful GPUs. But if you take a use case like design review, the reviewers usually do not. Our mission is to provide shared spatial context to everyone. In a world of cutting-edge technology, partners like Bentley Systems have revolutionized complex infrastructure data integration. Their solutions seamlessly bring intricate data into Unreal Engine, unlocking new possibilities for stunning visualizations. Now you might wonder, how do we take this brilliance to a standalone VR headset? Our Unreal Engine plugin, combined with our cloud platform, powered by flexible tools like launch arguments and deep links, makes heavy data accessible with just one click.
So, pretty big statement, like one click, yeah, buzzwords here and there. But let me bring you there step by step. So, who are we to start with, and then how do we do it? We are a German-based company in Munich, a pretty small company, but very diverse. We are distributed throughout Europe. I'm Italian and based in Milan. We cover multiple use cases, and we focus on large enterprises, which means that basically we found some common needs in all of them. We started with VR training, and now we are working with architectural and construction problems and use cases, digital twins, in many verticals, actually, as you can see from our customers. So Volkswagen was actually our first customer for VR training, but then we are expanding Siemens Energy, ExxonMobil, Chevron, all the energy, oil and gas sector. All of them are very, very mature with XR. Like, I really wasn't expecting it when I started. They have tens or hundreds of XR applications, and they have the need to distribute them and to reach all their internal and external customers. So, how do we allow this? We are a platform. We don't create any content. We allow all these amazing partners to use our platform, which allows to cover the whole globe, to basically distribute their application in a secure way. What we focus on is actually the scaling part, the streaming, and the enterprise topics, which are security, single sign-on, you can say the boring part, basically. So, why do we do it? We already gave some spoilers, but to go a little bit deeper. At this point, all good, ready for heavy hardware, heavy GPUs, also for VR, but not standalone VR. So we have to solve the hardware complexity. If we go to standalone VR, it means that we can go also to, very light and laptops, tablets, smartphones, whatever. But also, as I said, other problems like how do I deploy my solution in a professional and smart way? How do I version my application? How do I roll back? All these kind of things. And most importantly, like we had another very ugly buzzword in our title, which is Metaverse. So, but we can agree that a very important part of the Metaverse is sharing. So how do we share all this heavy data to this? Again, problem and solution. What can I add? We need also expert knowledge here to use the plugin. I mean, at least Unreal knowledge. Even with other editors that I mentioned, you basically have different UX, not only with editors, but also with vertical applications. Everything is different. So if you want to reach your final user, you actually need a consistent UX and also a very easy to use tool. This is us. So basically, to summarize, This is how we define ourselves: XR content management system with XR streaming capabilities. We are based on NVIDIA Cloud XR, and we think about all the enterprise stuff. Again, single sign-on, access control, security, cost-effective rollout. I won't go into the details of the business model, but basically, we don't want to limit the number of users. This is why it's unlimited in terms of user seats. Now, let's go a little bit deeper into how it works. Again, as I said, the core is the CMS platform. So first thing is how to get there. How do I upload from these beautiful systems to the CMS? Well, you have two ways. I will show you the cool way, which is our Unreal plugin, but then you have also the traditional drag and drop thing, which allows you to upload it there. Then what happens? Then you are here. You have a library, which I will show later. Our platform is hosted on AWS, and it strongly uses NVIDIA Cloud XR for the streaming part, but actually, our secret sauce is in the cloud orchestration. So we are cross-cloud. You can use cloud locations from AWS, Azure, Google Cloud. We don't care. We try to cover as much as possible in the entire globe. Where can you stream to? Right now, standalone VR headsets, Meta, all the models, Vive, HTC, Vive Focus 3, XR Elite, Pico. And we are working in releasing also our client for Lenovo VRX. Of course, since the streaming is browser-based, you can also stream to tablets and smartphones. And we also have a Windows client to download the applications locally. And you can say, okay, why do you want to do it? Well, we started from there. As a content management system, it's still a pain for big, large enterprises to simply distribute their applications. They cannot use a pen drive or whatever. So it's still there, still being used. And this is the past. The future is here. We are working with Magic Leap and Apple also to stream on their devices. Now, how does it work? This is the Unreal Engine plugin. You can sign up very easily. If you have an Innoactive portal organization, you basically, like in this case, Bentley, you basically are in already. You select your project. It can be a new one or an existing one. And from here, as I mentioned, you can version it. You can add your changelog. And basically, you are good to go. You also see launch with parameters, but I will get to this into a second. Okay. This is also an important note. You can start today. I will actually show a QR code at the end of the presentation. And you can use your Epic account. So you don't even need to sign up or anything. If you scan the QR code, you use your Epic Games account. You can use single sign-on. And we will give you a free organization so you can upload your Unreal projects and try our streaming. Then, what happens after you upload your project? This is the one-click promise. So here we are on our front end, our platform. You see Stream to Quest 3. Now, what we are doing is actually we are popping up a VM. In this case, it was Frankfurt. So we are preparing the cloud rendering location for you, and it's already there on the VM. And this is basically Bentley systems that we will see in a second. But you can configure it, of course. Now, we provided an automatic location based on our estimation, but you can actually choose, as I said, between AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, and I don't know, you are in London, but you don't want to stream in London that day for reasons. So you can change location and go back here. This is what happens when your VR device is not paired. So you have to open your VR client and just use this 6-digit code. It's very secure, OAuth 2, and very easy to do. So yes, one click if everything is ready, of course. But yeah, no rocket science. That's the basic. So basically, this is how it looks like for the final user. But we will see something more, which is what I teased before about sharing. Before going there, let's go a little bit behind the scenes. So the content management system, of course, is not just the front end. Administrators, after they upload their application, have the possibility to define if it's VR or just mouse and keyboard. They can use several executables, and most importantly, launch arguments. I will get back to this in a second, but you can think about this as command line arguments that you can pass to your projects, and you can give all the information that you have on portal, like username, email, session ID. You can bring it to your Unreal project. As I said, access control, enterprise level, different roles, and you have also other options. So you can actually, you have a dashboard to monitor the usage in your organization, and more. Now back to the front end, what I skipped is the library, which maybe it's not important for this talk, but anyway, it's very appreciated from our customers. We call it Netflix of enterprises. I don't know. But anyway, you have all your titles if you want, all your use cases. You can distribute it in several departments of your company to your final customers, show something, hide something else, very flexible. And now I think we are going to see the end-to-end solution. And yeah, we will keep this interactive.
So what's really fantastic about Innoactive is that we can build to VR. So same as we normally would build for PC VR, we don't really need to think that much about optimization thanks to our mesh streaming solution. And the moment that we want to go to a client meeting and we just take the quest, the plugin is already the app is already ready in the Innoactive portal. So then it's literally just like using a quest with whatever, like a standalone way to do it. So if I think if I click, this starts. Yeah. So here what you're seeing is our prototype app that we've built with our with our own plugin. You can see here the step that I didn't do before. I'm authenticated with my user, and then once that's done, I think so I see all the library of my projects, and this is the projects on the iTwin platform. Then I can just load it, and at that point, it'll stream to the headset. And what's something really useful about the deep links, which is what Edgar was mentioning before, is that I can share my app with someone. I can pass just the authentication code and URL as a command line in the deep link, which is what you're seeing down there. Although that's a shortened URL, because if not, it wouldn't fit in the screen. And I can share that with someone instantaneously, and they don't have to authenticate. And those authentication codes last for 24 hours. So I know that when I share this app with a customer, they can only use it for 24 hours, but it's as easy as plug and play. They don't have to authenticate. They don't have to choose anything. I can literally put the camera position that I want them to show in case I wanted to show a new update on the project or a new feature. For example, in this case, this is a quite basic VR navigation app. The good thing about Cesium in this case, which 3DFT didn't have, is that we have collisions. So navigation with VR just became so much easier. Before we had to put colliders manually in every single floor and wall of the project, which my colleague Marcus back there can say how costly that was. But now that just works straight out of the box. And then we have some more gimmicks about VR, like this giant mode where you can explore the model if it was almost like a Lego scale model, and all within the contextualized Google 3D tiles. So here you can see where the building that I was showing before, where it actually belongs, which is in 8 Bishopsgate in London. And yeah, I mean that's all really there is about what we're showing here in the app. Mostly it's about how easy it is to share this with really anyone. You copy the link and you can add it to a meeting invite. You can share it with email. Doesn't matter. They just have to put it in the browser, put their headset on, and they're connected.
Spoiler. So, this is a very high level, probably wrong diagram, but it just to give you the idea of what we showed. So we said, we are here, Unreal Engine, okay, very cool project, very cool assets, heavy data, ready to be used with big fat GPUs, also for desktop PC VR. Now, we saw that basically if you use our plugin, you can upload it right away, and you can already use it with one click, stream to your headset, and you're done. Now, if you want to enable that sharing part, and if you want to use the deep link, you need to do 2 extra steps. So what your project needs to do is be enabled to receive normal command line arguments and a configuration to create a deep link. No rocket science, I promise. Just these 2 things, and you will basically be there. So this is actually the entire deep link that we shortened. Default launch arguments is what I showed on our backend, which are email, username. If you need them, for example, you are creating a multi-user application. The enterprise want to use the single sign-on. So single sign-on through us, and you put it in the link, and your avatar will have the name of the enterprise authentication on the head. Custom arguments, like in this case, the eye model, you can add whatever. So here you have, basically you need to create it dynamically and receive the org ID from Portal, receive the app ID from Portal, define if you are targeting standalone only or you're targeting also the browser, and iTwin URL in this case. Here, once you have it, it's just a matter of what you want to do with it. Of course, we just showed simple copy paste, but actually you can use it as a Zoom call link. You can add it to your calendar invite, and instead of jumping into a Zoom call, they're jumping into VR with you if it's a multi-user experience, or they're jumping into the right spot for the design review that you defined previously. And then, you can use, as I said, these families. This is coming, so if you're interested, let's keep in touch. I think we are almost perfect. Just one last slide. As I said, no rocket science. If you want, you can check our knowledge base, public, online. You have the links here. How to use the Unreal Engine plugin, super stupid. How to create and use deep links, also stupid, but if you need, I can share the GitHub project, and basically it's just a matter of appending dynamic strings and static strings in order to get to the final URL. With that, I think we're good. Thank you.